time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back and happy Wednesday. Oh, wow. It's already been a week. So we are back to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But before we get into the recap for last night, I don't know if you guys have seen, but our good friend over at Bravo and Blaze, Jenny, has been doing a few interviews with Murillo. Murillo was Jen Shah's former assistant, and he has a lot of insight as to what went on with Monica, at least his side of the story. And I wanted to play you a few things before we talk about this cease and desist that also came up. And there have been a lot of rumors swirling about Angie K, and I don't want to further fuel the rumors, but if it's out there and you sign a reality TV contract, then you better believe we're going to talk about it. That's like what Dorinda Medley said before going on The Real Housewives. She said, if you have skeletons in your closet, don't join a reality show. At the end of the day, Jen Shah had some sort of skeletons in her closet. Now she's in prison. That's, I think, what Dorinda was referring to. And now for these other women, this doesn't look so great either. So before we jump in, go ahead, smash that like button, show some love, and let's welcome Jason. Hello.
Hi. I'm sitting like backstage here, just giggling, and not in a good way. I guess I'm just so shocked at the amount of stuff coming out of Salt Lake City. I think Salt Lake City might be our crazy franchise when it comes to skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to play you guys a few things really quick from Jenny Blaze's interview with Murillo, just to kind of give you guys an update. Let's play this and then we'll talk about it, Jason.
Okay.
By the way, you guys can go follow her right here at Bravo and Blaze. You can check out her interview, the full interview. Murillo did not hold back. But here we go.
No, and he still runs Jen's.
One that was the only one that had access to that camera where the whole thing with Jen yelling about the dress. Monica was the one that set up those cameras and she had the password. I mean, she was the one that was the only one that had access.
Okay. So Murillo is claiming that Monica was the only one who set up those cameras and that had access and had those passwords, right?
Are we talking about the video that leaked of the fashion designer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So real quick, before I get back into the Jenny and Bravo and Blaze of it all, there was a cease and desist that was sent to me. And this cease and desist was sent to Monica, Koa, and another person who I believe was her makeup artist. But the cease and desist claims that they had multiple Instagram accounts, which I'm not going to name on here, but you guys know these Instagram accounts for sure. And these accounts were designed to, and maybe, I believe, did Dana Wilkie release information?
Yes, she did on her Patreon.
Okay. So
I'm
Dana
sure
Wilkie,
she'll follow it up on YouTube soon.
Yeah. So then if she releases it, then that's fine. I do like to protect like some of whatever we have. I mean, I don't know the full legal of it all. I'm not Emily D. Baker, so I don't know what we can say and what we can't say. But I do want to add, yes, they were accused of running these accounts and they for sure got a cease and desist. And the cease and desist said, dear the people who received it, this firm represents Sharif and Jennifer Shah with respect to the matters that follow. I've been informed that within the past several days, each of you have been involved in posting and likely acted in concert with each other to post certain content about the Shahs online, including on Instagram. This includes, but is not limited to, content posted on the Instagram account. This is the one which I really am so curious if Dana posted, and also may include the other Instagram accounts. One more, both of which are public accounts. The content that you have posted includes recorded and illegally obtained video and audio recordings of Mr. and Miss Shah. I'm advised that this video and audio was unlawfully acquired from the Shah's home security system to which none of you had authorized access for the purpose of obtaining, downloading, or further disseminating any audio or video recordings. I am also advised that additional posts on the previously identified accounts, which would be those Instagram accounts, including comments from one or more of you, contain further false and defamatory comments regarding Ms. Shaw. You are hereby on notice that the content that you have posted and conspired to post regarding the Shaws has been illegally obtained, including the unlawfully acquired video and audio recordings, and that your dissemination of that content on Instagram and otherwise subjects you to liability under multiple federal and state laws.
Yeah.
This liability includes violations of the federal and state wiretap acts. It continues on, and it says, the Shaws hereby demand that you immediately remove all content from both accounts that relates in any way to Mr. or Ms. Shaw to the extent that any of you have any connection to, or has had any role in contributing to the content of the other Instagram account. The Shaws further demand that you immediately remove the content as well, and the Shaws further demand that you remove any other content that you have posted or disseminated on any medium, internet or otherwise, including any other social media account. Finally, I'm advised that all three of you are parties to certain non-disclosures and confidentiality agreements, and that your conduct described above constitutes material breaches of those contractual obligations, and the Shaws demand that you comply with the terms of the agreements that you have signed. If you do not immediately comply with the demands in this letter, your liability for the unlawful conduct described herein will continue to increase, and the Shaws will take all necessary actions to protect their legal rights.
So a cease and desist.
A cease and desist.
I do have a question though, because I'm looking at this cease and desist currently via our email, because we get a lot of stuff sent to us that we choose not to share, right? And it was sent to Koa, right? It was sent to somebody else and Monica.
Yes.
But I thought Monica had a different last name on the show. Or was she married or?
So the thing that everybody is wondering right now, and this is the big question for you guys and for all of the Bravo universe, and maybe even Dana Wilkie or whoever else is going to uncover this, Monica has a business. Monica has gone by Monica Garcia, Monica Fowler, there have been multiple Monicas. And I think the biggest question for the fans would be, well, if there's so many last names, what are you hiding? I think that's what they're guessing. Like, if you hear Meredith Marks, you know it's just Meredith Marks. Mary Cosby, even accused of having a cult, is Mary Cosby. Whitney Rose, Heather Gay. You know what I mean? It's not like Heather Gay, Heather Newell, Heather Barrett, Heather. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're not publicly living your Finsta, right? Like you can't just change when you want to. Like, oh, today I'm this person. There are so many red flags in this episode alone, not necessarily for Monica, because I think we're not there yet. And I think we will see some more red flags, but some red flags for a lot of the things happening on the show.
Yeah. Well, and also I want to say bravo and Blaze before we get into it. She did post more. Here's another one.
And then,
by the way,
driving up to like Main Street, Park City, and Monica calls Jen, and she's just like crying and bawling. And we knew that she had like marriage problems, and so we're like, what is happening? What is going on? And she's like, my car is about to get impounded because I didn't have money to make payments. And is there any way you can help me? I can work it off for you. Jen was like, that's what it's about. Yes, I will help you pay for that. So it's like, she's been there and she's been a great friend. And then she comes in and says all these crazy things about Jen, asking if she wants to make $600,000 a year. And I don't know about all the witness thing. Like, Jen didn't go to trial, so technically there was no witness on no stand, so I don't know what she's talking about necessarily. But I mean, she was the one that was the only one that had access to that camera where the whole thing with Jen yelling about the dress. Monica was the one that set up those cameras.
Okay. And then the last one that I'm going to play for you, and I'm going to stop sharing just so I can play it. This is interesting because so do you remember Cardi B's WAP?
How could I forget?
So here's a video of Angie K and Jen Shaw I guess, making a video to this, again, by Bravo and Blades. So you can see them, they're dancing. It's Jen Shah right here. And as they're going, that's Angie K fanning her off, right? Angie K, they're all dancing. Here we go. So I think what's happening here is if you break it down, everybody wants to, and this is just my guess, they want to talk about Jen Shah and they're keeping the Jen Shah spirit alive, but then it's the two people who are talking about her the most that are now the two people who are the most in question. So coming up later in the season, there are going to be allegations against Angie K and allegedly against Angie K and her husband for their business practices. And then also for Monica, there's allegations that there might be something shady in the background going on with her ex-husband. So she kept saying before that she was divorced. She was divorced. Divorce. That's what she was saying the whole season. But from what I heard, she didn't actually file for divorce until after filming the season, until the season wrapped. So she was never divorced while filming the season. She was allegedly just going through the process. Whatever the case is, we don't know yet.
Right.
I'm curious what's going on.
I'm curious too. There are a lot of red flags just in this episode alone. There are some, but I don't know. I think there is something up with Angie and with Monica, and man, it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty at all.
Angie was, my thing is I hope for Angie she was smart enough not to come on the show if you are in fact engaging in any sort of bad practices when it comes to business. Hopefully they're all allegations, right? Like they're not true. That's what you would hope for anybody. But if in fact they are true, and we see in the trailer where she's talking to her husband starts crying, and it's like, what is going on over
What
there?
could possibly be that important that it would make them have that reaction, that emotion? That's kind of where I'm at. It's crazy. You know, another red flag that I got from this episode too, and I know we'll go through it, is Lisa Barlow. And I don't want to talk too much because I don't know too much about it, but it just seems like there's a lot of things happening there, right? You lost your $60,000 ring on camera, right? So it's insured. So a lot of people have been mentioning on other platforms that she might be in some financial issues and doing this for insurance reasons. That would be that's speculation. Okay.
Have people said that?
Yes, people have already
come out and speculation.
It's total speculation. But it's interesting to me because during this episode, we saw Lisa have a full-on breakdown just because she got asked to do drag makeup, to participate in this game. And to watch her go through this extreme breakdown. I know you just lost your $60,000 ring. I know your son is about to leave for a mission. There's a lot of things on her plate. Sure. Like Vita Tequila is taking over Salt Lake City. Okay. Like a lot, but the reaction that we saw, and to pull in not only one or two producers, but Lori, who we know is like the main head producer in charge, like to come in and have this kind of like breakdown. I'm like, something else is going on. And I don't know what it is with Lisa. So just red flag for me. Red flag. A lot of red flags. But to turn this around really quick from like a lot of speculation and gossip and negative talk, this season is freaking killing it.
Yeah, no, it's totally killing it. And you know what? I do have to say, I've heard that they are kind of figuring out a recasting situation. It depends on what comes out about Monica, but they are already looking into who Monica's friends are for the new season. That way that they can introduce more people and kind of base it around her as if she is the new villain. Because like last night, we saw that she had no problem going up against everyone. But then Lori, who's one of the producers, also is doing her best, that from what we can tell, and also from what we've heard, she is very much so keeping the Jen Shah name alive. And I think she very much so wants Jen Shah to come out of prison and return to the show, because Jen Shah is not going to be in prison for more than 2 years. So if they can keep the show going, even though she was sentenced to 6 years, everyone is saying, including her team, including legal, everyone's saying like at most she'll be in there for 3 years. She's already done half a year, right? So
so we're looking at what possibly if she comes back, which I know many people don't like it, but this is a way, like, get a paycheck, start paying back your retribution, like start. I mean, I get it, but then at the same time, are you rewarding, a criminal at the same time? But I don't know. This is 4 episodes in, and all I've heard is Jen Shaw, Jen Shaw, Jen Shaw, Jen Shaw, Jen Shaw. How
Yes.
are we in a season, the 4th season, in our 4th episode, and not enough has happened where we're still talking about Jen Shaw? That's how big this is. So I don't know. It would be very interesting to see her come back. I don't know if a lot of people would like that. I mean, time heals everything. I don't know if that's going to be enough time. And is it going to be enough money for her to, come back and start paying back more of the money she owes people, I'm all for that, but I'm not all for rewarding criminals at the same time. Now, I know that, so Murillo still runs her social media.
right.
So he's very much in touch and stuff like that. And I'm just curious because we were talking so much. We had talked to so many legal experts and stuff like that. And everyone said that you served this much time going to federal prison. And we're just watching this time come down, come down, come down. Are we looking at a season 7 return? Because we're on season 4 now. 5 will pick up in the spring. So
I'm guessing she will be back.
Wow.
I'm calling it right now. And you know what though, for Angie K, even with the no tricks, all trust, or the no trust, all tricks, just the way that she came in, if this was I get that you were upset that you were left out, but the way that Angie is navigating all of this, and if you do in fact have things to hide, girl, you fucked up.
It's not good. And she is coming off extremely thirsty. In fact, there's a thirsty part of the group and there's I don't care part of the group. And I'm really enjoying the I don't care part of the group. The Meredith Marks, the Lisa Barlow was part of that group for me, but now it's not. Mary Cosby, Heather Gay. It's over there. But then we have the thirsty girls. And to me, Angie K is looking for any kind of moment. She's almost coming off a bit annoying and in a sense. And Monica,
she's coming
the
off
same
very
thing.
annoying.
Monica's looking for a situation every episode where she can interject and have an argument or a fight. And then almost to me, I like Whitney, but she's coming off so thirsty in the fact that she just wants to stir shit. And she's taken over that role in the past, 2 seasons. So it's
even when
very
Meredith tries to walk away at the bar and she comes over and she goes, "Hi, it's me again." I'm like, God,
that's
half
so
of you guys
annoying.
are really annoying.
Yeah,
I've experienced this. When somebody won't leave you alone, it's really annoying. Go away. Just go away. It's okay. If somebody doesn't want to engage with you, that is their prerogative. They don't have to engage with you. And for Whitney, for Angie, for some of them, I really like Whitney, but I found her to be extremely annoying in this. And honestly, even Mary, I thought it was very funny that she didn't want to engage in the participation, whatever, the all tricks, no trust, or all trust, no tricks.
Well,
whatever.
It's a good thing it didn't lead anywhere.
I mean, but still, now Mary's annoying me because I'm like, why are you here?
You know what, though, from a viewer's perspective, and I don't know how a lot of people feel because there are mixed signals on Mary, but I enjoy her. I enjoy watching her by herself. She is the complete opposite of all the women on the show, and she's not afraid to show it. And I understand what you're saying. And I think a lot of people were saying that, even Whitney, why would you come on a trip with ladies that you don't want to be around? Why would you come? But then this same thing can be asked for Angie. Why would you come if you're not invited?
Well, right. But I feel like for both of them, for Angie, for Whitney knows that she was being messy as hell by inviting Angie. And I'm sure that production pushed her to do this because we're still filming a TV show, right?
And Angie is a housewife.
And Angie, well, she didn't know at this point that she was going to be a housewife. She's still testing. So Angie's trying to do her best to solidify her position as a housewife. And then for Mary Cosby, I agree. The paycheck must have been good, but I see why they didn't promote her to a full-time housewife. You can't just tell everybody to shut the up every 2 seconds and not engage. I'm not talking to you, little girl, and I'm not going out there. This is bullshit. I don't do that. I don't do this. Don't talk to me. Don't invite me to sit over there. Why are you here unless you're just here to make a hostile environment?
I don't think I think to me it's comedic relief. And with all these thirsty girls running around, it's kind of nice to see someone who just does not give a shit.
See,
that's how I feel about her. I know a lot of people are like, oh God, Mary, like you brought Mary back and she's not participating. She's not, joining in and being part of the group. And that's okay. I think because she is part of the group, but she doesn't have to participate in everything they do.
No, but then you have to have your give a damn cannot be 100% broken. You cannot just not give a shit about anybody there and not want to engage with anybody. Then it's like, you're annoying. Why are you here? Like, it makes sense if you have.
So are you saying though? Yeah, I know, but are you saying that you would prefer this cast without a Mary Cosby?
No,
season?
I prefer this cast with Mary Cosby, but I think that Mary Cosby has to get off her high horse. You're not in your church where everybody has to listen to you and it's like this cult-like following, allegedly. You're filming a show with everybody who's equal to you. You guys are all on the same playing field, minus Monica and Angie, who are newbies. You started this show together. So I think that her, especially since you left a season and you've been demoted, I think that at least like if you're going to come back, I never want to go into something and be half-assed about it. And Mary Cosby comes off very half-assed. Like you're coming into the situation and you just don't care. Then what is the point of being here? Did you need the money? That's my question is like, why are you here?
Well, I mean, I think it's still early. Okay. And so that's why for me, I'm willing to give it time with Mary because she is providing me with a little bit of laughter. I mean, we always look at each other, everything she says, or when she mimicked Whitney last night, I was laughing my ass off and I looked at you and it's just like, this is fun for a viewer, right? Because there are two parts. There are, you shoot the show, you are on the show, but then you're doing your confessionals and reactions. She's very good at that. So, Angela, I agree with you. Angela says, I think Mary will step up, give her time. I think so too. Yeah. And I think this is kind of a segue to bring her back as a full-time housewife. But we'll see. What I'm not so happy with, and I'm just going to say it again, is the thirst level. Everyone is so thirsty. It's like they've been walking in a deserted desert in the middle of the Middle East, and it's 120 degrees, and I have got to have a moment. I have got to be annoying because that works, because they're trying to mimic people they've seen before, like a Jen Shaw. Monica's like, I need a moment right now. And, and Angie K's like, I'm here. Are you talking about me? Oh, what did you say? And I'm just like, this is weird, because when we first met Angie K, when she had the party for Coach Shaw at her house, I was like, wow, she's cool. She has the house. She has the view. She's like really like lax and fun. And now I'm just finding her to be the complete opposite. So I don't know if that's what a snowflake does to you, but it really is kind of,
I mean,
really awful to watch. Like, I cringe,
Tess said, I love how hilariously blunt Mary is, but I just want to see more engagement from her. You can't be on the show, but not be on the show. That is my only thing. Like, I love Mary on the show. I love when she checks people. I love when she is fully in the group activities or whatever, or she's hosting something. I'm just saying, if you're going to be on the show, then commit to the show and be a part of the show. Don't like be a lingering, like, am I just thinking too much into it? I just find it to be annoying.
Maybe you're thinking too much into it, because I feel like she's a friend of A.
Okay.
B, we're only 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Like I think it's okay to let's judge the Angies and the Monicas because they are full-time housewives and they've given us like thirst only. So we can say that. Maybe they'll get better later, but right now we can say that. Mary, we can let kind of grow into whatever her friend of this season will be. She's still just a friend of. But
what did you think, moving on, what did you think when Whitney ended up taking over Meredith's trip and planning a drag night?
Okay, well, I have 2 thoughts on this, because this trip is kind of fun and kind of boring. Okay. So I don't know if she took over because she was bored or she took over because she was rude. So she could have been rude, or it didn't seem like Meredith had anything planned for that night, but we don't know. That could have been all production. But I thought it was a fun activity. I really, really did. So okay, you're rude. You took over. Cool. But Meredith jumped in and participated. Everyone participated, really, except, Mary put on some high heels, like higher heels than normal. And then,
I mean, Meredith, Lisa, and Mary did not participate.
no, Lisa did not participate. And the thing about Lisa is, and why I'm saying red flags too, is you're sitting here having these breakdowns. There's that $60,000 ring, I think, too. I think I put another photo in here of her at the reunion last year with that $60,000 ring as well. Yeah, right there. So we've been hearing about this, and it's been kind of annoying. And then, girl, it's just fun. You're having a girls' night. Go put on some damn makeup. It's not a big deal. And this whole breakdown was so, when you hear the word privileged, okay, and then she's coming out saying, what is it? I was laughing so hard last night. I have glam in Monaco. I have glam in Saint-Tropez. I have glam everywhere I go, which is great. That needs to be on a shirt. But I
spend on average $60,000 per year on glam. I get my makeup done daily, and it's not just when I'm on a girls' trip. It's for me to go to the grocery store.
That's cute. That, or to drive through Taco Bell. But I mean, I don't know. It just seems like this reaction, something else is going on with Lisa that we don't know. And I don't know if we're going to see it on the show. I hope we do. But for sure, something else is happening with Lisa here. And what is your 60,000 your cap? Is that where you stop? It's like 60,000 on glam, 60,000 on the ring, $60,000 for rent, $60,000. Like what is the 60 number that she keeps throwing out there?
I mean, I don't know, but also there has been a lot of speculation, even last season, even with Jen Shah, when they were speculating stuff about her business and other things. So for her, it seems like over in Salt Lake City that we have a lot of secrets. That's what it comes off like.
No shit.
We have a lot of secrets in Salt Lake City. And, another person who I think has a lot of secrets, and we don't have a photo of her up here, but Heather Gay. So Whitney came out in an interview and said that Heather Gay, now she understands what happened with the black eye, and that she couldn't do things she couldn't talk about things because of legal reasons, and that her black eye came from blunt force trauma, right? That is pretty much saying she got hit in the face by Jen Shah.
I don't think she did, because she could just say that now. She refuses to say it on Watch What Happens Live. She's having this linger on, and it is so annoying. This is
I think she enjoys the linger on. That's what I'm saying.
I do too. That's why I'm saying it would be so much easier if you just said it. I don't think Jen Shah hit her in the eye. And we saw how intoxicated she got. Even on Watch What Happens Live, she was like, I don't think I was peeing, but I don't know. What do you mean? That's crazy. So how do you know you didn't fall over and hit yourself in the face?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we saw how crazy it was. That poor person from production who had to clean that van. It's just
terrible.
Freaking nasty. Like, that's nasty. I have not even had a moment like that. I can at least get myself home into a toilet, and I was definitely like 20, right? So for her to not remember, and then she's like having this thing linger on about her talking about her black eye is more interesting than I think talking about her book at this point, which she should be focusing on other things and not this anymore. But again, this season so far, season 4 is about Jen Shah still.
Yeah. No, even Meredith, like when she's eating the caviar for breakfast, you can see that she's doing product placement. Like, okay.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her. When they start these things on the show, and everyone gets a cut, I would be promoting the hell out of everything. I mean, we saw Vita Tequila for the first 3 seasons, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
you know?
Okay, my next
You know?
question for you is this.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, what do you think about Monica telling Lisa Barlow that she's being tone deaf, and Lisa Barlow being like, I don't give a shit. I work hard. Like, I'm kind of...
Okay, yeah.
Where you at? Where you at?
No, I agree with Lisa in that sense of like, I don't give a shit. I work. I mean, you and I say that all the time. People are like, oh, that must be so nice that you have an Airbnb rental in South Carolina. You can rent out. Yeah, bitch. Because I worked for 13 years in Cirque du Soleil, and I worked really hard in nightlife, and you and I work really hard now. Yes, we work hard and I don't give a crap what you have to say. But at the same time, I'm not walking around with a $60,000 ring. I'm not walking around saying that I spend $60,000 a year on glam. I'm not walking around saying, I have glam in Monaco. I have glam in Saint-Tropez. I have glam everywhere I go. That's where you lose me. But I wish you would like chill out for a minute. I think Lisa can be cool, but we haven't
Yeah.
seen the cool side of Lisa yet. So
Well, I agree with both sides of that. I think that she should not sit there and apologize for her success, right? But
yeah,
also,
no, absolutely.
I
You
mean,
should never
if you
apologize
do,
for working hard. You can do what you want with your money.
even like to be fair, even if like if you guys ever met Lisa Vanderpump, she has a shit ton of money and she does not say she doesn't even have glam. Actually, she has no glam, but she
Actually,
doesn't
she
say
doesn't have glam. She does her own hair. And, you know, she doesn't walk in and she's, you know, she doesn't even have like, you see all the like the little Fendi bags. Like, what do they call it? What is it called? A label. I don't want to say the word label whore. You know what I mean? She's a bit of a label whore. Okay. So, you know, you have
Who?
the Fendi and Lisa Barlow.
Oh yeah.
But you would never see Lisa Vanderpump with like Prada all over her bag or Gucci. You know, she doesn't have to do
Celine.
that. You know,
Right
yeah,
here.
exactly. There's always a brand attached to it, and it doesn't make you cooler.
And
It
she
doesn't
loves
make
to tell you, I'm
better.
wearing this couture, this, and
Yes,
it is.
and this was made in Italy in 1942, and then it was transported to California, and then I picked it up in Beverly Hills on my way via Salt Lake City. I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's like, that's too much. That's not. This is again what I'm talking about. Is most of these ladies, they've watched Housewives before, and you don't have to be like that. If you're
I
trying
have
to be
4
like what
words for you,
Elisa,
Jay.
oh God, what is it?
Money talks and wealth whispers.
1,000%.
Oh. But also, like,
funny.
Mary Cosby does the same thing. I mean, Mary does it like. Also, wait a minute. Let me, because I'm on like I'm on a dragging spree. Angie
Okay.
K sitting there. First of all, did you say you're lucky I did this and I didn't put a hit out on your family? Are you out of your mind? Like, are you like, was that funny for the show? Like, do you know how ridiculous and also how crazy that is and how, like, you said that. So it doesn't matter how anybody interprets it. If she wanted to do something about that, she could probably have you, like, who knows? But you're lucky I didn't take a hit out on your family. And
What a
then
weird thing
also
to
coming up-
say.
Like, Angie K to me, I gotta say, and I know we're gonna see her at BravoCon. I find her to be really thirsty.
You
and
see everyone
really
at BravoCon.
I know she's just annoying.
Listen,
Like-
you know, Bravo. There's so many Bravo celebrities on Bravo that like someone has to be thirsty and annoying. So it might as well be Angie K at this point.
I mean, it's the one that got a snowflake because somebody had to go to prison for her to get a snowflake, which just makes it even more
Yikes.
annoying. But like, even when, you know, Meredith made the comment about, you know, what was it? Something about, you know, these pit bulls over here. And then you see Angie and she pops her head in with like her wig and she's like, what? What'd you just say? I think I have a photo of it because I want to share
Well,
it.
she also has selective hearing, right? Because didn't Meredith say she's acting like a pit bull? She didn't say you look like a pit bull.
No, she didn't. She said acting like a pit bull. And then Whitney was like, Meredith, I don't think you want to go down this route, Meredith. I don't think that you want to label a woman as such. And she's like, I didn't. I'm saying acting like. And you're acting like an asshole. And you're also acting like an asshole. And that's okay. Sometimes it's like, I don't dislike you because I think that you're an asshole. You're just acting like, no, actually I dislike you because I think you're an asshole. And I think that's okay. Like, if you're going to sit there, one, you're baiting her into a conversation. She said numerous times, I'm disengaging from this conversation. No, here I am. I still want to talk about this. And she said, I don't have time for this. I'm not engaging in this. You can't do that, Meredith. And she said 500 times, I hate being baited into an argument. It's like the worst thing ever. And then
It really
you
is.
have Whitney on one side who is trying to get her to engage. And then she finally gets her to engage by saying, I'm not dealing with this. And like somebody who's going to act like a pit bull. And then you have Angie on the other side where the camera's not zoomed in on her, but you see where she's waiting for her cue to jump into the conversation where it makes sense so she can get more camera time. And she took that opportunity. And then when she said that and said, I'm not engaging with you either, blah, blah, blah. And Angie's trying to get that moment. Then Whitney comes back around after baiting Meredith into that conversation and into a whole catastrophe of this trip by bringing somebody who wasn't initially invited. Then she sits there and you don't want to be somebody who labels women as such. It's like, Whitney, shut up.
Like, whose battle are you trying to fight here? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. No, listen, I do have to say, you know, I think Meredith is holding like a lot in, right? Because it's so frustrating already. We're so frustrated, obviously, from you dragging everybody, which is so really fun to listen to. But I feel like she's so frustrated being around these women. We were so frustrated watching them. So I can understand where she's coming from, but it's making Meredith come off a little like, you know, you can leave, and like all these moments that don't look very cute. But it's like, I think she's doing a good job of holding her composure, because I feel like she's about to flip her shit.
I mean, I would flip my shit. Like, if I were, so.
Wait, well, put yourself in Meredith's position really quick, Adam, okay? Okay. So you're planning this trip to Palm Springs, a girls' trip. You get there. 2 of the women are already there while you're trying to figure out the code to the gate to get in, right? And then Whitney claims to be a better friend to Trixie. Good for you, whatever.
And claims
then you have
the 2
this
best
happening.
rooms.
Claims the 2 best rooms, by the way. I mean, at least Meredith still got a bathtub in the end, right? And then you go out to dinner and you have Angie K being really annoying. And then you come back the next
Says
day.
that your jewelry has dust on it and you haven't sold it in years. And also, I'll put a hit out on your family. Go ahead.
And that, yeah. So you're dealing with all of these things, like they're coming at you like arrows, right? And then the next day you're doing a trust building exercise. Then you get on and go back and you have to do this makeup thing because Whitney took over your trip. If I were Meredith, I'd be like, holy crap. There are things coming at Meredith from right to left, and it's like, you can leave. I understand her.
It's a minor version of how Heather Dubrow was treated on the Mexico trip on this season of OC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Heather Dubrow got it from all sides, but this is a clear attack. And that's what I think that's like, my thing is you can't play smart, and you can't be smart and stupid at the same time. You can't be a villain and a victim at the same time. And I think that Whitney, and again, I like Whitney. I think that she plays really smart and stupid at the same time. I think she plays villain and victim at the same time.
I can't, you know what? It's
really
so crazy because you just never know what she is. Are you smart or are you stupid? And that's a really good, that's a great place to be.
She's very smart.
She's very smart, I think.
No, I'm telling you, she's very smart. She's very smart. And she's very smart. It's like the Paris Hilton effect. Paris Hilton is so fucking smart, but she made a whole living in $1 billion empire off of playing so fucking stupid. There you go. Right. It's the same shit.
Hey, like you know what though? She's giving us reality TV. And that's where we have to like step aside and we're like, you're pretty damn annoying, but thank you for season 4 because this is great. Like all of the women deliver in their own strange way. Whatever's going on with Angie and Monica, I don't know, but they're delivering in something.
I mean, Angie and Monica, I just want to know if there are skeletons in the closet. I'm so curious what those skeletons are going to be. For Whitney, I really enjoy Whitney. I know that she's putting on good TV. And I know that if this was everyday life, Whitney would not be this way. For Heather Gay, girl, you have to take some accountability. Like, it's like Shannon Bedore saying that she doesn't have a drinking problem. Take some accountability. You can't piss yourself and puke at the same time. And then the next day be like, oh, and get the tequila out of my face. I can't smell it.
Get it out. I can't smell it. I can't smell it. I still don't know who did this to my eye. It's like, it's not black anymore. Your eye's not black anymore. We don't have to like sit here and put the circus on. It's strange. Like too, as someone who owns, because she owns, many of like these spas and stuff, right? That do things like, wouldn't it? Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
what do you mean is that it? That's
amazing. No, I'm just, I'm not, okay. No, I mean, that's not what I mean. I mean, I thought she owned like 5 for some reason. I thought she opened that new one and then another one. Or maybe I'm just making this up. Maybe it's the book I was thinking of. But she has all this going on, and she just wrote this Bad Mormon book. And I feel like, what you're putting out there is not really a good testament to like maybe who you really are as like a business person and an author and stuff like that. But It's just funny. But yeah, no more black eye. And Andy didn't even have to ask that last night on Watch What Happens Live. It's like, why are we bringing up the black eye? It's ridiculous at this point.
I think honestly, sometimes it's like you have to separate yourself and realize like what we're doing for good TV and what actually, like if you were in that position, how you would react. Because like for Andy,
Yeah.
I find a lot of his questions to be baiting on Watch What Happens Live. Like he baits people into having feuds that lead into the storylines of the show. Like for example, Dorit and Erica, who got into a fight on the show because of a storyline, and like Garcelle and Kyle Richards got into a fight. It's like he does this all the time. And even when people aren't even on the show anymore, like Kelly Dodd, I don't understand it, but it's great TV. But if it was real life, it would be like, that is not somebody I would want to be around.
No.
You know? And
Yeah.
then for TV, like you have to understand too, like Whitney's being messy as hell. Production's telling her to be messy. She's trying to be a producer's darling. She's trying to do what she can to make the ratings good. And then you have to understand it from a business perspective, because if you look at it from a personal perspective, which we don't have a dog in this fight, you just look at it as somebody that might resemble somebody in your life, and it triggers you where you're like, oh, this person, they're an asshole. So you got to kind of separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
Wow.
I'm really looking forward to finishing this trip and seeing where the rest of the season goes, because I'm really enjoying it. Like it's just one of those shows I love. You know, like you put on certain franchises or certain shows, and we like sometimes I'll fall off. Like for me, like I was really excited for New York, and then towards the end, I've like kind of backed away from it just because I put it on. I'm like, you know, or like OC for me, like I almost made it to the finale, and then I was like, or you know, when is that, this week? But I'm not going to make it. I don't think. I just don't think I'm going to make it. But I love putting on Salt Lake City because I know what I'm going to get, and it finally feels like a consistent, fun watch. And you know, we spent 2 seasons dealing with the Jen Shaw stuff, which kept the show alive, really, and kind of propelled it to where it is now. But I do enjoy turning it on. And this has been the 4th episode where there hasn't been any kind of filler. There hasn't been any kind of like random boring moment. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying
No,
it.
I agree with that. Also, Vicky Harnish, are you besmirching Kelly Adam? No, I'm not discrediting her or anything. It had nothing to do with Kelly personally. I'm saying I don't understand why they bring Kelly up if Kelly is no longer on the show. That was my point.
I mean, I really think there are iconic housewives, whether you like them or
Bring up
not.
Nene.
Jen Shaw, Nene Leakes, Kelly Dodd, you know, people from New York, even if
Bethany
you like
Frankel.
them, or you Bethany Frankel, iconic. They had their own thing. They're very polarizing, like you said earlier, and it makes for great television. Casting, the producers, they know what they're doing, and they know how to utilize the tools of a polarizing person, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oy, oy, oy. Well, with that, Jason, I think that we pretty much covered most of everything.
Yeah.
You had a lot of opinions today. You got kind of wild.
Did I?
I don't know.
You know,
Maybe it's
I
'cause
don't
you're
know
not
what it is.
drinking coffee right now.
Guys, really quickly, I just want to say I'm like on this journey. I just changed my diet like completely, and I feel like I have so much more energy. I mean, this isn't helping, okay? You know, coffee with almond milk does not help. But I have so much energy. And last night when we were doing Anchor Watch, I had such a great time. So maybe, you know, maybe keep me off the lives.
Okay, can I tell you guys I'm also on my own journey right now, and I can't have coffee, and I'm used to
Liquid
having
diet.
6 shots of espresso a day, and today is day 2 of not having coffee, and that's probably why I'm coming off a little bit activated. So that's it.
Activated or moody.
Or moody. I might be moody. Okay. What diet is this, Jason?
I have no idea. I stick to like a Mediterranean kind of diet, and I love fruit. So I eat a lot of fruit, but I have so much energy. I don't know what it is. And I just changed it up, and, you know, less meat. So yeah.
No. Elaine Hargate said, we love spicy, Jason and Adam. And why?
Oh,
Coffee
Lord.
isn't bad for you. I'm just trying to switch things up a little bit. I'm trying not to have coffee. We're just on the go. We actually, for those of you guys who are listening right now, I know Jason posted something on Instagram, and this is totally off side note. By the way, while we have everybody in the room, we have an OC recap tomorrow and Hot Messy Topics on Friday. But Jason and I this month are going to have a very busy month. So if you guys are members, we're going to have vlogs coming for you. I'm going to Los Angeles at the end of the month. And then
No, you're
at the end
going
of-
and then in the month.
yeah. Yep. So I'm going at the end of the month. And then also we're going to Hilton Head. We're going to Las Vegas. We're taking a mom's trip. So we're going to be doing a lot. And we're also moving this month while doing all of these things and keeping the content coming. So it's going to be very crazy. But one thing that I can always count on is coming on here with this community and hanging out with everybody. It makes me happy. And then like when I get off here, I'm like, fuck, I just want coffee.
So funny. We had a really great anchor watch last night. I saw some comments in the live chat and it was just a lot of fun. So thanks guys for joining us. We have a really great community, and every time like we have someone on, like we have a guest host on Anchor Watch, they're like, wow, your community is so engaging. They're so fun. They're so positive. And that is where it's at. That's where it's at. So
I like how Kendra said, it's almost like Adam and Jason switched bodies. Yeah. Jason is a giggle factory today. Are you coming to Detroit, guys? No, I know that Kelly and Rick are though, but we are not.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, everybody go ahead, smash that like button, show some love. Thank you so much for listening, watching, whatever the case is, and engaging in the live chat. And we wish you a happy, beautiful rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow.